Hi there. So it is early in the morning before work and it's actually pretty pleasant out here. The last couple of days have been warmer than the previous days, I guess we'll say. And by warm, I mean like anywhere from 45 to 65. So today it's around like the 45-degree weather and it is pretty nice actually, considering all of the cold weather that we've had. So I thought I'm gonna come out here and do a little bit of hosta cleanup. I'm not gonna clean all the hosta, maybe just like the big, huge leaf ones, like my Sum and Substance over here, because I have daffodil bulbs planted in this little section here. I wanna make sure this spring when they make their appearance, they don't have anything on top of them that's hindering that to happen, which probably wouldn't happen, but I'm just gonna clean them up anyway so they look really nice when they do come up. So I'll clean up all those bigger leaf hosta, and then I also wanted to blow out my grass paths here, so blow the leaves out from my grass paths and anywhere I have any like pea stone beds. So I've got a little pea stone bed right here I want to kind of clean up and blow out so I can look at it out my window up there. I have a couple more pea stone beds right here I want to blow out, so this one and then this one right here. And I mean, honestly, that's about it. Just blow out my paths, clean up the pea stone sections, and cut back and clean up any big leaf hosta that I want to kind of get a head start on for the springtime. So, all right, I think I'm gonna need my scissors and my blower. I got my gloves already, and let's get started. I'm just gonna get regular scissors for the hosta. Once they're wet, they cut easier with just regular old scissors. And then we'll grab this. And my blower. Something sounds weird in here. Let's get out quick. I'm just gonna do like a quick before and after, so I'll take you through here. All of the leaves that are in my garden beds on either side of the path, I'm just gonna leave. We're gonna leave the leaves. It just kind of provides an extra layer of mulch, and then by the time the spring comes along, it turns brown, which is the same color as my mulch, or brown black color, and you can't even see it. Or they're so dry and crunchy that you can literally just blow them out. So I don't really care that they're in there, I just leave them. I'm gonna try to blow them out of this little path here just for looks. I might clean that hosta up because it's a bigger leaf one, but this is really nice. You can see my hellebore that will look like this all winter long, and then in the early spring, late winter, it will throw a bloom. So I have those lining all up here. That kind of helps. Then once you get here, I've got more hellebore around that tree. Kind of provides evergreen color for us. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what hosta I'm going to clean up in here once we get to it. But this is kind of what it looks like before. I've got some sticks that have fallen down up here. We'll clean that up. Once we get up here, this is actually a grass path, so I'll blow that out. My carex, that is also I would say semi-evergreen, only because once the deer find it, they hack it back. This gets hacked back by the deer every year, and it looks beautiful. Comes back looking just fine. Got some more carex right here. The deer got to that one, so it's kind of trying to make itself come back. These boxwoods are really nice in here. These are some more nice evergreen, or semi-evergreen, I guess, plants that you can plant in your garden. The heuchera, love those. I'll probably leave these sedums because I think they look cool, especially when the snow hits them. I won't trim them until the spring. We'll clean up that fallen stick, and then I'll clean up this path here and that little section so you can see the pea stone, or whatever stone that is, pond stone I think, river rock, whatever. We'll clean up this, and I'll clean up my path here, as well as all of these bigger leaf hosta over here. This is where I have kind of like a drift of daffodils planted in there underneath those hosta. So I want to make sure to clean at least these up. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. We'll see. So I wanted to stop because a lot of you guys ask, when do I cut my hosta leaves back, or how I cut my hosta leaves back, or whatever. And a lot of times I tell you, I kind of just let them completely die back before I cut them. And sometimes I won't even cut them off until the springtime for a couple of reasons, because sometimes I just don't have time to get to it till the spring. And another reason is the longer you wait, the more easier it is to just kind of rip them off the plant, and you don't even have to bother with scissors. And it's almost to that point right now. So look at that. I didn't even have to cut that. I'm just kind of collecting the leaves and ripping them right out of the ground. I don't have to use my scissors. It's so much easier. So much easier. So if you can wait and have it look a little bit ugly for, you know, a couple more weeks or whatever, a few more weeks, you can literally just go in and do that. And that's why I wait. I would rather do that than have to sit there and cut it, because by the time it gets like this, by the time it looks like this, it's really wet and mushy. You have to get out the scissors and cut it, and it's a lot harder to go through with your like pruners and cut something that's wet like that. So I like to wait, and then I just scoop them all up, and that's it. Now, not all of them are going to be like that, because they do die off at certain times. Like, for instance, my wrinkle in time hosta over there were the first ones to go, and they're almost like completely dried up. So I could totally do what I just did with those ones. Some of them still had their green, like my Woo La La hosta up here. I probably won't be able to just pull them out of the ground, so I might just leave those. But that's the reason I wait a lot of times to clean up my hosta. Now, with that being said, I have never really had a slug or snail issue in my garden. So if you do have slug or snail issues, this is a little bit more dangerous to do, because the longer you leave the leaves on there, the more time the slug has to come and like do damage to your plant. But I personally don't really have that issue, so I don't have a problem leaving the leaves on longer to die up. But anyway, all right, let's carry on. So just try to pull this one off, and it's not pulling. So I'm gonna have to get my scissors out. I normally just let this one go, but for longer. But kind of the only one that's in this area, so thought I'd just cut it out while I'm here. But you can see how much longer this takes when you have to cut all the leaves instead of just pull it. And then usually these ones just pop off the stalks. These are the flower stalks. They usually break right off when they're hard like that. But even those, if you wait long enough, you don't really even have to put any effort into breaking them. They just kind of fall off too. So, yeah. I probably pulled all of those, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 huge hosta out by hand quicker than I will cut this one off. And you can't really use a trimmer because, like I said, it doesn't cut through the wet leaves. So just a lot more time consuming, and I think you get the picture of why I wait. And I wanted to do this in real time so you could see how much longer it takes. There. If I would have waited like another week, I could have just went like this and pulled them all up in one little chunk. There we go, off to the next. I think that's all of the hosta I'm going to cut. I'm just going to finish blowing my path here, and then I have been blowing around all the semi-evergreen stuff, so any heuchera I see, or carex, what else was there, brunnera, boxwood, anything that is like sort of evergreen, I've been blowing the leaves out from around that so it can kind of have a little moment to shine before the winter comes. So I'll continue to do that. Alright, it looks pretty good. Even just that little bit helped a ton. I still have a lot of hostas to cut back. I've got perennials to cut back, but like I said, they're a lot easier to cut the longer I wait. Some of them I leave for the birds or the chipmunks who like to gather things for their nests, the squirrels, things like that. And then also, a lot of times I feel like if I leave the foliage on through the winter, it helps protect the plant that much more. So I'm not in a huge hurry to clean stuff up, to be honest with you. I do like to have my path clean though, And like I said, I did want to clean up some of the hosta that were just kind of going to be easy to clean up and collect and make room for the semi-evergreen stuff and then the bulbs that are popping up. So let's take a walk back through and we'll show you how it looks. Oh, it looks so much better. And it's such a beautiful day out. Look at that beautiful sun. Oh, I love it. The sky is just slightly cloudy, allowing tons of sunlight to come through. But the gully is looking a lot more cleaned up and enjoyable. We cleaned up around this little teardrop bed here as much as I could. As you can see, I kind of moved my path out a little bit more. That's why there's no grass in there. It got a little bit too skinny in here because I kind of just threw it in last year, I think, just to get it going. And hopefully this next summer I will rearrange it and make it look nicer. But I have to wait until the daffodils come up because I've got daffodils planted somewhere in here, and then it jumps that little section, and then I've got them in there. So I got to kind of remember where they're planted before I rework this. I might have to move some of the daffodils. Anyway, it looks a lot nicer. And like I said, what I did is I just came around and kind of blew out where my evergreen perennials are. These are wild rose heuchera. I love heuchera because they last pretty much all 4 seasons until the deer get to them in the winter. But you can see I've got some color in there with some heuchera. I think those are the sunset something, can't remember. Some color with my boxwoods. I've got some heuchera in here that I tried to blow out. These are the black pearl. And then I've got this timeless glow. So even in the fall, I've got lots of beautiful color. These are caramel heuchera and then black pearl behind it. They're just a really great plant. So I kind of wanted to blow the leaves out from around them. I have another one right there. And then some in here. These have never done that great. These are from the Fun and Games series from Proven Winner. They're actually heucherella, and they've struggled. This one over here has done the best. Red Rover. But as you can see, I left the leaves in most of the bed, and that's pretty much where they will stay, and I'm completely fine with that. I just wanted to blow it out from my path and then out from around the colorful plants, like all these heuchera. This is, what is that? Pink Panther. Got some ladies mantle in here. Some more heuchera, some fern. Those stay pretty much semi-evergreen too until they get hit really hard. Same with my Brennera. All this over here is pretty much just perennials, so I didn't really blow much out of there. I've got a few little heuchera hidden in there, which kind of disappear once all these plants grow up over the summer. So I need to move those. I think I have 3, what is that, silver gumdrop, and I forget about them because they just get hidden every time these plants grow up. But there's another Brennera. It stays really nice looking. These Carax are beautiful. The deer will probably come eat them though. So yeah, I just kind of blew the leaves off into those hosta. That's all pretty much hosta in there, and I don't mind if it stays like that. We've got some Brennera here. I think that's the Queen of Hearts. Another Queen of Hearts. And I did blow out around here just because of, like I said, my pea stone area I wanted to clean up. And then I do have heuchera around here. These are Georgia Peach. I did cut back my Japanese painted fern that were in that line. And then I do actually, believe it or not, have a line of black pearl. Primo Black Pearl, but those I think I'm gonna move because they just struggle in here. They get hidden by the fern and they don't get enough sunlight. I found the heuchera in my yard do a lot better with more sun than shade. But I'm a zone 4 or 5, so it's not as harsh. Some more Brennera. I think these are Alexander the Great, maybe? It's hard to tell at this point in the season. But we've got a hellebore right there. That will be really pretty when it starts to bloom. Next, I'll probably come in here and clean up these hosta, but I thought they were fine for now in the back. I cleaned up around here, and I actually, as I was blowing these out and cleaning them, I see they're already starting to throw up what might be some buds pretty soon here. Some new growth. See that new growth there? It's pretty cool. So that looks a lot nicer. This looks a whole lot nicer. I'm so glad I put those bigger rocks around there. And then I did blow this little section out only because I've got a moss path in here, which I have to kind of clean up a little bit and fix, but for the most part it's staying put. And then I did clean up this little path right here and cleaned out the leaves here because I have got heuchera. This little section I left because those hosta aren't ready to pull yet, and I like leaving the sedum. It's pretty to look at. And this section down here looks really great. I probably could have done a better job cleaning up the leaves around that evening gown heuchera, but it's fine for now. But it's just nice to have all these kind of semi-evergreen plants. So hellebore, Brennera, Carax, heuchera, all that kind of stuff. If you have it in your garden, it pretty much does really well through the fall. And then once you get tons and tons and tons of snow, then it starts to die back, along with that's pretty much the only thing that's, you know, out here. And then the deer are like, ooh, food. There was some hellebore that I seen some actual blooms on them, but I think they were the ones down here. Is it that one? Maybe it was this one. Or not blooms, but kind of the same situation. New growth popping up there. You can see right here. And right here, new growth. Oh, there's another one over there. I think that's the one I've seen. It's pretty sweet. Alright, well thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun to get out here. To be honest, I've been a little bit tired and run down. We were gone for 7 days, as some of you know, and I was working till midnight recording vocals on a country album that I am writing. And then after that, I was gone for 3 days at a youth group retreat that we have at our church, and I led worship for that. And I mean, we stayed up really late at night doing that kind of stuff. Then my allergies kicked in, just really going nuts on me, and it kind of knocked me out for a few days. And actually I need to go blow my nose is what we need to do. But anyway, so I've kind of been just out of it for a little while, so it's so nice to get out here. And as you can see, I took my sweater off. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's a lot warmer than 45 degrees out here. It is wonderful. But anyway, I got to get back inside and see if I got any work emails, but we will hopefully talk to you guys later and hang out with you later. I'm sure I'll come back out maybe, and if it stays really nice like this, possibly cut back some more hosta. What we should do is go on the other side of my house where I've got that hosta heaven situation going on and cut all those back. But in the meantime, I sure hope that you have a wonderful day, and I truly appreciate you hanging out with me out here in the gully today. So we'll see you later. Bye.